and welcome to a Bookish Friday video. So today's video is going to be my September TBR video, which is where I decide what books I'm going to read. Now, I was going to give myself a free month for September. However, Becca in the Books, I will link her channel for you down below. She has created her monthly TBR game into a month-long reading readathon, and of course I had to do it because it's so much fun. So I have printed off all of her rules, and I have printed off her board game. So these are all printables on her current video, on her announcement video, and yeah, I'm gonna play this game. So let's not take too long, let's just get straight into it. So sorry about the angle, I hope you can see this. Oh. Can't lift it up when I've got these on there. So sorry about the angle, I hope you can see this. But this is as good as shot as I'm going to get, because I don't have an overhead camera facility thing. So let's go over the rules again. If you building a TBR at the beginning of the month, the amount of rolls you choose is up to you. She says she uses 5 plus doubles because 5 is an achievable amount of books for her to read in a month. I'm also going to do 5 and allow doubles as well, which means if I roll a double, then I get an extra roll. I have to start on the go space, and like Becca, I am using a magnetic bookmark. I am using the Slug from Skyward from Brandon Sanderson's book. I got this in a fairy loot box. I forget the slug's name, but yeah, very important character, and I've put her on the go space. Use both 6-sided die to move around the board. I have my 6-sided dice there. If I cannot find a book to fulfill a prompt that I've landed on, I can choose to roll again. However, if I choose to do this, then I'll have to select 2 books for the next space I land on. And if I roll a double, then I must roll again and add another book to my TBR. So I have my 16 chance cards, which these have the title of books that I have to read if I pick it. Instead of doing, as Becca suggested, choosing 8 books that I want to read and 8 books that I don't want to read, I kind of picked 2 books from each genre that I have on my shelves, and I put those in, so I have an equal chance of getting any of the genres that I'm reading, because it was easier just to do that. And then the community chest cards here, they have extra prompts on, so that I felt like I could add to the board. So that is it. If you want an actual full down look at the board, I will obviously be linking Becca's board. I will be linking Becca's Bookoplothon video in the description box down below, and she gives an actual look at the board. So this is as good as I'm going to get. So let's go for our first roll. Ooh, and we get a double on our first roll. Oh no. Okay, so that is 2. So 1, 2, and I've landed on community shelf. So I have to go to this one, and I have to pick a mermaid book. So my first roll was a double, of course it was, and I landed on community shelf, and I hit mermaid book. So for that one, I am going to take it easy on myself and I'm going to pick a middle grade mermaid book. And this is Don't Tell Him I'm a Mermaid by Laura Kirkpatrick. This is the second book in a series of hers, I believe. The first one was And Then I Turned Into a Mermaid. And I really enjoyed the first book. I read it all in one sitting. They are only short. These are 200 pages. So yeah, this should be a real quick, easy book for me to read normally when I'm not slumping. So yeah, so the first book is about a young girl who is not very popular, and she helps her mum and dad out in the fish and chip shop that they own, and it's really embarrassing because she's often has to dress up as a haddock to try and hand out leaflets for promoting fish and chip offers and stuff. And then she goes and finds out that she's actually a mermaid, and she has to deal with that alongside everything else that teenagers have to go through. So yeah, this is the second book. I guess she now meets a boy and has to deal with being a mermaid and trying to have a teenage love life, which, I mean, being a teenager is hard enough as it is without having to throw being a mermaid in there as well. So yeah, really looking forward to this one. Okay, second roll. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I've landed on a light purple and I have to read a book with a light cover. So for my next row, I threw a light cover. And for that, I'm going to start a duology. I'm going to start The Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Now, I know everybody loves those limited edition dark blue with the big moth, gold moth on the front editions. And I really, really wanted one of those, but you cannot find them for love nor money. And I'm not paying extortionate prices for it either, so I just had this paperback version. So this is the story about a boy or a man called Laszlo Strange, who's been obsessed since he was 5 years old with the mythical lost city of Weep, but it would take someone bolder than he to go in search of it. And then a stunning opportunity presents itself in the person of a hero called the Godslayer and a band of legendary warriors, and he has to seize his chance or lose his dream forever. And so I guess they have to go off and find Weep and deal with whatever happens there. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I believe that this is a much loved duology by a lot of people. So yeah, very, very excited because apparently Laini Taylor writes very whimsically and like magically, and I really enjoy that because I like Erin Morgenstern, and Laini Taylor and Erin Morgenstern have been spoken of as very similar. So yeah, very much looking forward to this one. Roll number 3. Woohoo! I'll roll that second die again. Okay, 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I have to read a middle grade. So for our next roll, we got a middle grade, and I am going to do another one in a series, and that is Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. This is the second book to Nevermore, and this is the sequel to that. I do believe that Hollowpox is due to come out either September or October. It keeps shifting, and I have that on pre-order, so hopefully it's about time I get to this one, and then hopefully I can read Hollowpox before Christmas, because like I'd like to, because you know. And if you don't know about Nevermore, the first book, it's about a young girl who has been known or thought to be cursed all her life. She's blamed for everything going wrong in her town, and she is doomed to die on her 11th or 12th birthday or something. And the evening before, she is whisked away to this magical, wonderful world called Nevermore, where she meets someone called, I forget his name, Jupiter, where she meets Jupiter, and he is trying to help her get into Wondersmith, which is a magical society. It's been a while since I read Nevermore. I might have to end up reading Nevermore again, but I plan to get this finished by the end of September, so I might have to reread Nevermore, but that is not a problem. It was a good fun read the first time, especially with that brolly rail. I really thoroughly enjoyed that. So yeah, I'm hoping to read Wondersmith for this prompt. The fourth roll. Ooh, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, water on the cover. So the next roll was to read a book with water on the cover, and of course I could have gone for another mermaid book, and in a sense I kind of have not kind of. I'm going to read Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levinseller, and I say I kind of have gone for a mermaid book because in order to get to the sequel of this, which is Daughter of a Siren Queen, which is obviously a mermaid book, I have to read the first book in this duology. So I believe this is about a young girl who is the daughter of a pirate king. One of my captors... Oh, hang on. There will be plenty of time for me to beat him soundly once I've gotten what I came for. Sent on a mission to retrieve an ancient hidden map, the key to a legendary treasure trove, 17-year-old pirate captain Alosa deliberately allows herself to be captured by her enemies, giving her the perfect opportunity to search their ship. More than a match for the ruthless pirate crew, Alosa has only one thing standing between her and the map: her captor, the unexpectedly clever and unfairly attractive first mate Ryden, obviously. But not to worry, for Alosa has a few tricks up her sleeve, and no lone pirate can stop the daughter of the Pirate King. So yes, excited to get to this one, so that I can get to the mermaid book after it. So I'm going to read Daughter of the Pirate King for this roll. My fifth roll. Ooh, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A book set in the future. So for the next roll, I am going to be reading a book that was kindly gifted to me by the lovely Charlotte from Planet Lottie. I will link her channel for you down below. And that is The Stars We Steal. So this is a sci-fi. So for the prompt to read a book set in the future, sci-fi. It's the only way to go. So 18-year-old Princess Leonie, or Leo, is heir to a faded European spaceship, has only one thing on her mind: which lucky bachelor can save her family from financial ruin. When Leo's childhood friend and first love Elliot returns as a captain of a successful whiskey ship, everything changes. He's the boy that got away, the one deemed unsuitable for marriage by her family, and now he's the biggest catch, and yet he's making her life miserable. So it's going to be some romance, going to be some danger in there, I think. Game of love, lies and past regrets. So going to be a fun, hopefully light sci-fi, because sci-fi is not my favourite genre, but this sounds really interesting with that romance in there as well. It should be a really good fun read. And our final roll, because we got that double on the first roll, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A TBR vet, which means I have to pick one of the oldest books on my shelf, which I know what that is, and okay, so that is all the rolls done. And for the roll, I just got to get this book read. So I have to read the oldest book on my TBR. Now, most people will go to Goodreads and go to order by oldest, like first input on their Goodreads. However, my Goodreads is completely unorganized, and I didn't put all of my books that I owned on when I first got onto Goodreads. So the oldest one that I put on there is not actually the oldest one I own. So for that, I've gone to my good old pen and paper notebook, because this is where I have written them all down as to the ones that I originally owned and then the ones that I've bought since. So looking on the first page here, the first book that I have not read is this one, and this was on my 19 books in 2019 readathon that I did last year with Charlotte. It's also in my if I don't read these books in 12 months they're going to explode video, I think that's what I named it. I will link that video for you down below, but it is Shattered Icon by Bill Napier, and I keep talking about this. It's a kind of Da Vinci Code-esque kind of book. We have Harry Blake, who appreciates the quiet life, an antique map dealer in a small English town, rarely strays from the straight and narrow, but when a local landowner asks him to value a 400-year-old journal and is then brutally murdered, Harry's peace of mind is shattered. What does this dusty journal contain that is a matter of life and death? Trail of the journal leads him into a world of deadly Elizabethan conspiracies and through 1,000 years of religious intrigue back to the blood-soaked crusades and the secret location of an ancient holy relic, because of course everybody's looking for that holy grail. I need to get this read, and it is, if I don't read this in September, I'm just going to unhaul it, because it has been in so many kind of last chance kind of videos that this will have been the third time I've said that I'm going to read this book, and if I don't, that really means that I'm never going to. So it is its last chance this month, so I'm going to read this in September, or I'm going to unhaul it and give it away to charity, because I'm not going to end up reading it otherwise. So that is that. So these are all the books that I hope to read in September. Obviously at the moment I am slumping really hard and really struggling to read, so I'm going to keep it at 6 books for now. If I can read any more than that, if I come out of my slump, then I will obviously see if I can roll the board again and pick another book from those prompts. I will probably update my extra rolls on Instagram, so if you're not following me, the link will be in the description box down below. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!